All right, so my Eastern Conference teams: Boston Celtics and Milwaukee Bucks. Who you taking? Who you got? And
I have
everyone,
Celtics. I
wait,
have Celtics.
let me say this real quick.
All right.
All these matchups are predicated on the last few games and where they fall at within their rankings, in their standings. So we
Yes.
understand teams could play each other earlier than what we're saying, depending on how their records finish and where they place at in their conferences. But we just saying this is what we would like to see. So go ahead, Cam. I don't want nobody being like, "Oh, these guys don't even look at the rankings and the standings." And
I like your two teams. I do like your two teams, but the Heat have been on a downward spiral. They won the
okay,
last two, but they just haven't looked like they did before the whole fighting, which teams have conversation. I could be wrong. They're coming back after winning 2 games, but I'm just not convinced when they play really good teams. Celtics on a tear. They just have everything flowing. We talked about family. They finally look like they got everything in place. They don't look like family like Memphis does, but Tatum has come to where he's like, okay, I kind of found what I need to do. Brown is playing great. Like Boston looks really good. So I'm going to go with Boston like you are with one of my teams. My other team in Irv, I literally don't want to say this team.
wait. Can I say it?
Yeah.
The Nets.
Yeah. I hate them so much.
I hate them,
but I hate them.
Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets.
They're good. You know what I mean? They have like I can't take away from their players. They're really good. I just can't stand a lot of their personalities. But they're good. And they like if KD's off, they can go to Kyrie. If Kyrie's off, they can go to KD. And then they have shooters always in the corner that can shoot. And then they have veteran presence as well. So it's it's hard to not bet on the Nets. Originally, when I saw the trade happen, I would have took I would have took the Sixers over the Nets. But now that the trade's happened, I've watched it play out. Harden looks like complete garbage right now.
Well, I told you
he looks like he should be on the Lakers.
I told you Brooklyn won. I told you Brooklyn won because they got Seth Curry, a shooter, a true shooter. And they got Andre Drummond. They needed that inside presence for rebounding because Andre Drummond don't need to get 15 to 30 points. He need to get 10, maybe 12 points.
That's another
whole bunch of rebounds.
That's another
whole bunch.
Add that to the personality list on that team too that I don't care for. We're giving the deuces sign. Who are you? You coming off the bench, man. You haven't been relevant in the league for like 3 years now, and you're getting the.
You talking about Andre Drummond?
Yeah, get out of here.
He's a starter. He's a starter.
I said relevant. I didn't say starter. I said relevant. Okay. You haven't been
relevant. Andre Drummond, he out here only you because you joined the Nets.
He'll be. You know what he's gonna say? He's gonna be. Your show's not relevant. And you know what? He wouldn't be wrong. Our Zoom just went out a couple of minutes ago.
Well, the one thing about Andre Drummond, he already admitted. He said, "I'm here on a 1-year deal." Because I don't think they'll give him big money either. I think they'll look to get another 1-year contract, big man. I think he's
gonna be on a 1-year deal for the rest of his life.
Oh my God!
The rest of his career.
Bang bang. But I the only reason I could agree with that, I can see that those two teams being in the finals. I just like you said, I don't trust James Harden, not because I don't think he's talented. I haven't seen enough from playoff James Harden.
Yeah.
To say he's going to help Joel Embiid in that former fashion and not be a hindrance. And then the Bulls, unfortunately, I think by the time Lonzo gets back, I think the adjustments and everything they have to go through, I can't see them getting past a already well-established.
Press the button.
Sorry.
Good.
Last thing you heard was the Bulls, right?
Yep. Keep going. We have all that. You're good.
The only thing I'm talking about is Milwaukee. I just think they're being slept on. I think they're going under the radar like they kind of did last year when they won. You know, they are the defending champs, but they don't it like a lot of social media stuff, they don't get that kind of respect defending champs get. You know what I mean? They're not getting the praise and accolades for it. Now Giannis is still being considered one of the best players and, you know, MVP candidate and all that, but just as a whole, they don't seem to be getting that kind of love. So I think they're sneakily flying under the radar. They have enough. They did enough in trades and picking free agents up and different things like that, or I should say, picking guys up in the buyout market. That they're set and they're ready to go. It's no disrespect to the Heat. I just think if the Heat run into another, like they run into the Bucks, I can see the Bucks getting past them, not just because of their depth, but really on that team, like you're going to put Bam Adebayo on Giannis, which is going to cause an issue because Brook Lopez is back and Serge Ibaka is back, and both those are Serge Ibaka is there. Both those dudes are 6-footers or 7-footers, I should say. I'm sorry. They both can shoot the three. They both can shoot mid range. So who takes them?
Desmond. Don't sleep on Desmond.
I'm not sleeping on Desmond or Dedman. Dwayne Dedman.
Dwayne, yeah, sorry, I said Desmond. Dwayne Dedman. Don't sleep on him.
No, I'm not sleeping on him and Bam playing together.
And don't sleep on PJ.
But I'm not sleeping on him, but you still got to realize there's other guys on that team like Chris Middleton. Obviously, Jimmy Butler and him are going to go head to head. Drew Holiday, it'll probably be him and Kyle Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other dudes on that team as well for the Bucks that are good rotational players. Even like I'm not a huge Grayson Allen fan, but he does the dirty work to get on the court and he plays well. Pat Connaughton, same thing with him. I just think the Bucks have a little bit more to get through the Heat, and I think at times the Heat end up falling short offensively and where they're going to get their points from. And you already know with the Bucks how they coming to get points, how they're going to move. I'm not saying the Heat are bad.
Do we see the return of Markieff Morris for playoffs to guard those big guys?
He's back, but you know what? The thing with Keith is
he's not the same.
That's what I'm saying. He's still good offensively. To me, he's still good offensively. But even when he was with the Lakers, I noticed it. He's just not a very good defensive presence. You know what I mean? He's not locking guys down. He's not blocking a whole bunch of shots. He's not getting a whole bunch of rebounds. He really is kind of a stretch for big guy who can shoot the mid range and shoot the three. He's just not that kind of defender like that anymore. Because his brother is still a good defender, but Marcus with the Clippers, you know, I don't see people really like not going at him anymore defensively. I see people going at him, but I see his offense has grown a lot where he's knocking down threes. He's a mid-range shooter. You know, he's doing things like that. That's more frequent and showing more results in his defense. That's just how I feel about Keith and Marcus. Not in a disrespectful manner. I just think their offensive game is taking off and their defensive game has taken a couple steps back since they've gotten older.